When I was in a when I was in a severe depressive episode, I found solace as I was opening my Instagram. But when I wanted to get off uh, of it, I couldn't. I was craving for it more, and eventually I realized that I had a social media addiction. So, according to the Targeted News Service, over 1 in 5 Australians, 46% reported feeling nervous. 41% reported that they were feeling restless or fidgety, and 41% said everything was an effort, at least sometime in the previous week. So today I'm here to uh, tell you that our nation is going through a crisis where social media impacts our lives. Uh, Social media addiction is impacting our negatively on our lives. So first, I will be first um, telling discussing the problems that are associated with social media addiction, and then secondly I will go into the causes as to why social media addiction occurs, and then finally I will um, discuss the possible solutions that we can go about with social media addiction. So the first problem that is associated that social media addiction causes is that it social media addiction negatively impacts our mental health. According to the Targeted News Service, on March 28th of 2020, Indiana University East Director of Behavioral says the mind can work overtime during a crisis, and media portrayals only exacerbate the situation. See, so what does this say about you and uh, for your use of social media? Well, it just tells us that you should use it to educate yourself and to only you read trusted news sources, and also to limit your use of googling on Google and googling stories and or symptoms about your mental health. The second problem that is associated with social media addiction would be a reduced attention span. According to the Jackson Sunday, September 1st, 2019, on September 1st, 2019, Bethany Baker explains the main reason for an addiction is that people's attention span have significantly reduced since social media constantly distracts with our new information with new information. So as new media spreads and increases, our younger generation's attention span will decrease. So now that I have discussed the problems that are associated with social media addiction, I will go on to the causes of social media uh, addiction. The first cause of social media addiction uh, would be related to social gratification. According to the U.S. Fed News Service, on July 13th, 2017, the University of Connecticut states that are you at risk of becoming addicted to social media? The answer lies in not how much you tweet or micro blog, but rather whether you post significantly more on the weekends than on the weekdays, says Professor Sway Bai. We are far more addicted to our social media platforms when we are not occupied with school or work. So that would be a good idea for us to limit our social media access on weekends only, to weekends only. And the second cause of social media addiction would be linked to social comparison. According Based on so this would be like an example is Instagram followers, the numbers of Instagram followers to and likes to another person's Instagram followers and likes. So US according to the US Federal News Service on November 5th, 2019, results from Texas State University showed two key factors comparing yourself to others, better off, and posting while drinking. Okay? Alcohol best predict generalized anxiety among social media users. Therefore, this action would constitute to feeling consistently inferior than the other social media user. So now that I've stated the problems that are associated with social media addiction, and I've stated the problems that are associated with social media addiction, and I've went into the causes as to why people experience social media addiction, I'm now discussing the possible solutions that we can take to end the social media addiction. First, it is to limit our media exposure, which includes social media as well. According to the Targeted News Service, on March 24th of 2020, UCI posted a study saying people with great concerns begin to seek out more and more media. Therefore, speculative media must be limited. So therefore, you got to be cautious of your media consumption. The second solution that I will be discussing is to unplug yourself from social media. What does this mean? It means that you should turn off your social media or not use it before bedtime, and just so that you can clear from touching and that sort. So according to the Wall Street Journal online, February 1st of 2017, to further stem social media, we should try the digital paleo diet due to serious work on tech before the year 2000. Make sure that your main work devices off limits, to keep your devices off limits to social media like Facebook. So as you can see, I have discussed all the possibilities that is associated, or the problems that are associated with social media addiction. And I have also stated what the causes are with